What's up, everybody? I'm the Mim-Sky, and today I'm going to be upgrading my 3 infinite bays. As you know, if you've watched Zanki's battle videos, you'll know that the infinite armor can pop off. So yeah, that's just makes things better. You know, as I kind of thought it would be like the revive armor and burst the bay and such and whatnot. Or, you know what I mean. It would be similar to the revive armor, or dead armor. And, well, I was correct. And, yeah. So now I'm going to be upgrading these guys. So they'll actually have working Big Bang armor. So, let's, I'll give you some updates. So, the first update I had to do is I had to make the top of Prime Apocalypse flatter than it normally is. So if you know, this part was elevated 1 stud higher than the rest of the bay. So now I'm having to flatten it so it can get it all worked out. Which also means I had to remove the parts down here. So giving this a little bit of an upgrade here, I'm taking these off. I have 2 solutions. I can put a 1 stud piece right on here, or I can do this, giving the boost in attack power. So when Prime Apocalypse goes through the battles, we'll have a bit of a boost power right here, so making it stronger than what it already is. Instead of pieces like this, as you can maybe tell, or at least in past videos, where parts like this will crack. So hopefully this will make things stronger than what they already are. And yeah, and give them that full black color instead of having just a bit of gray. I know it should probably have more yellow, but when you add too much yellow into a base color, at least in Lego, then the whole outer steel just becomes yellow. Like, look how much yellow we have on Regalia Genesis, and well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. It's still a good amount of yellow on it. I mean, you can still tell the yellow, but white is also a strong color. You still tell the little pieces of gold. There's only 4 pieces of gold on the outer side. Big Bang, you can still see it, so that's why. I decided to make a prototype armor look to it, and similar to Revive Phoenix, but more solid. And as you can see, it's super thick, super big, and not thick, but big. Giving that same edge in the center, though. So I decided to put it on the base, and, well, you can't see any of the rest of the base. So, how do you put this thing on? You kind of just do that. Hope the thing does not break. Which it is. And just kind of go from there. Obviously, it can pop off, but it's absolute crud. So, Prime Apocalypse, see there. I mean, while it does look better, it could be easily broken, which is not all bad. But it needs to pop on like so. Or it needs to do something like this for Regalia, because you got weird sides here. Never mind. So the next thing I tried doing was stabilizing the parts just a bit more than what they already were. And well, some of it worked, other parts did not. So I decided to make a few upgrades. I made it to a 6x6. And I'm going to be trying it with a ripcord launcher. I'm going to put a bit more parts on it just to make sure it's solid and not weak. Let's see here. Let's get some 3x3s. While this new prototype design is not official, it does get the job done. It is quite heavy. Putting it on the bay, yeah. Similar to the Revive Phoenix, where you just snap it on, but this is tight. So, while it still can pop off, it has a harder time than the revive armor because it is a 4x4 instead of a 2x4. And if you did want to put it on here, like so, you may have a harder time because of this piece, which you can take off and reset it to be flipped upside down, where it's harder to pop off. So, looking at the designs, yes, it is square, and it is kind of killing the design. I think that it can be quite cool. One thing I do notice is it's having a hard time for Prime Apocalypse. I found an easy solution for that. I took Prime Apocalypse, added a 2x4, put a 1x2 on there, and yeah, it's back to itself. It's a bit taller over here, but it is working now with the Big Bang armor. It's a bit more loose than what you would normally expect, but we can fill in those gaps later on. You may be wondering now what I'm doing with Uppercut and Achilles, and well, now I'm going to be making the design using these parts taken from them. And I'll be using these for the Big Bang armor. Hopefully it will work. So I upgraded my infinite base to now have the ability to put on armor now. This includes the Big Bang armor, the Revive armor, the Power armor, the Dead armor as well. So all these bases got updated. Prime Apocalypse is probably the least one you could tell the difference on, except it being a little taller. The biggest change and most worries one I have is for Regalia Genesis, because the sides could pop off. And then we have Big Bang Big Bang Genesis, and with the blue, which will probably be changed out later on to purple. So let's try it on with the new updated Revive armor. So about after an hour's worth of just working with different designs, I finally got one that works for everything. So here it is, similar to the Revive armor, but just like Big Bang Crush, as Zenki says, as just a theory move, as we don't know what the move could be yet, but it's possible it could happen, because I've been testing this out in battle, and this armor, just being connected to a 2x2, so there's 2 and there's another 2, it can pop off quite easily. With this one, it takes about 5 battles if it's hit real hard. Prime Apocalypse, it can take between 1 to 3 battles. And with Genesis Regalia, it could take really any amount of battles before it finally... I haven't really tested Regalia too much, but yeah, it all fits smoothly across, and I had to update these though. So, as you know, you can now see the undersides of where, except for Prime Apocalypse, of some of the inner layer, which is quite fine because this still is a lot white. This will get changed to a light gray color, but still is quite fine right now. And Prime, you can't tell a difference on. The only thing you can kind of tell is the height difference, which is it. Now with this on, the base become a lot more powerful. You may be asking, well yeah, it becomes heavier, but is it really worth it? And yes, it is, because it's taken down base quite fast and quite nicely. So let's give you guys a few test battles. So it looks nice. Oh, and there goes my part. Okay, that's never happened, okay? Never once has that ever happened during the testing phase, but then again, the opposite thing always happens on camera, so, you know, it's fine. Let's give it another battle against Master Diabolos, which I have updated, but I'll show you guys all the updates in a later video. Okay. You know, this was working earlier. And, well, I'll get it to work, trust me. Though the Big Bang armor is smaller than the Revive, Dead, and Power armor, it is still just as effective and useful for the other bays. You know, why must this happen? You know, it was working just fine earlier. Don't worry, there'll probably be future updates on this bay. So if you're worried about it breaking, don't be, because there'll be future updates, most likely. And yeah. Probably I'll increase the strength by getting another 1x3 right here. And maybe eventually changing out this part for just a complete 1x4. So potentially I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, it increases the strength of it, but we'll see. So there will be a future, in the future there will be a full combo how to make on this bay, so don't worry, because I know I promised one. Yeah, but make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Woo.